Okay, so after reading and listening to a lot of your responses on A and P, I felt it necessary to hop on and discuss what I feel is the most important theme of A and P. So when I assigned this assignment, my hope was is that we as a class would not get caught up in the gender politics of the piece. Um, yes, of course, the truth of the matter is it's like it's the 60s. During this time period, it would have been incredibly scandalous to be out in public, whether you were a male or a female, and going to a grocery store in a swimsuit. And I mean, I would argue that even still today, if you walked in to a grocery store without a shirt on, or without shoes on, you are probably not going to receive service. So I mean, in a lot of ways, I can see how that applies and why you, as a class, overall, the majority of you felt that that was the theme of the story and how it connects from the time period that was written in to today. Now, a few of you took it from the perspective of the girls, which was interesting to me as well. It's the whole idea of they walked into the store knowing that there were going to be consequences. They didn't care, and they just went ahead, went in, purchased what they needed to buy. They got yelled at, but then they walked out. No big deal, right? But the real true theme that I want you to take from this comes from the perspective of the narrator. So we have this young kid, 18 years old, who's working at a grocery counter, like many of you are right now in your lives, because I heard many of you are now working at Walmart because this whole coronavirus has caused you to have the opportunity to work. So you are, which is great. But he makes a choice. He knows what the consequences of that choice are going to be. He knows they are going to be negative. He is going to lose his job, and he's going to have to discuss with his parents why he decided to quit. But he makes the choice anyway. So I think what the most important theme of this short story is stand up for what you believe in. That applies to any time period. We as people need to stand up for what we believe in. Even if the consequences might be negative, maybe it's not the popular opinion, you need to stand up for what you believe in. Now, I will tell you that when I was 18 years old, 17 years old, in a lot of ways, I think the opinions that I developed were based around what my parents believed and what my closest friends believed. I didn't have the ability to make choices on my own because I wasn't an independent person yet. I didn't live on my own. I didn't have that world experience. I didn't realize that until I was out of high school. And some of the things that I thought I believed were strengthened, and some of the beliefs that I had were fundamentally changed. That's going to happen to all of you as well, and that's great. That's what should happen. I think this story speaks to your age range because here is someone, an example, a role model of someone who they stood up for what they believed in. It altered the course of their life, and they're okay with that. So let's tie it to what's happening right now, right? This is altering our lives. We understand that. We get that. But it will end. Yes, there will be consequences to it. Some will be positive, some will be negative. But just because it's a consequence doesn't mean that it's inherently bad. So that's why I chose A and P. Yes, I understand on the base level, it's just about girls that go into a supermarket and they're wearing swimsuits and a couple cash register guys and the rest of the customers in the store oogle and ogle over them. But I think there's a much deeper message in it. Stand up for what you believe in. just because it might not be the popular choice doesn't mean that it's not right to you personally. So there you have it, and there you are. Hopefully that gives you some more clarity on A&P by John Updike and why I think it's available on Common Lit and why I chose it and why I think it's important that you read it at this time. Sweet. Thanks, guys.